Let's go. I really got the feeling today that everything is going my way. Now this is what I'm talking about. Every time I see your smile, it makes me shout. Let's go! Let's go! Nothing's gonna stop us today. Get on the bus or get out the way. We're cruising with the radio on. So turn it up to 10. Here comes our favorite song. Let's go! Let's go! Let's go! Let's go!
Let's go. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Welcome to another episode of Demystify Talk. Where's my applause? Where's my applause? There you go. Yes. Welcome. It's been a bit, since we aired Demystify Tech. IoT Tuesday has been going, past series has started, but I'm here to tell you that we've resumed live transmissions, and therefore on Sunday there's going to be power series. But in today's episode of Demystify Tech, we're going to be talking about cognitive services, and we would start by talking about the speech services, one in particular. And I'm excited because for the next couple of episodes, we'll be taking a look at the Azure Cognitive Services, looking at the various services that form or make up the Azure Cognitive Services. So if this sounds like something that is of interest to you, make sure you subscribe to the channel. Join us every Friday. Sorry for the late start. Join us every Friday and let's demystify that. But before we get starting, let's go take our montage. Awesome. We are back. Well, I remain yours truly, Samuel Adranyi, here to serve you with goodness of technology, demystifying tech for you in any which way you can make that makes it easy for you to understand. Welcome again if you're joining from Facebook, from YouTube, from Twitter, from Twitch. Thank you for making a day with us. As you know, before I get started, I always like to bring a couple of things, share a couple of things with you before we get into it. Now, the first thing I want to share, if I can do this correctly, yes, today my stream deck is working perfectly, so awesome. The first thing I want to share with you is the Microsoft certification for student. So Microsoft is making it easy for students to get certified in most of the fundamental courses. So something like, Azure Fundamentals, I think Power Platform Fundamentals, and a few of them, you can now get, certified for free and not, pay for the certification. So I will be dropping the link here in the chat so that if you join us, you can actually, check it out. Now, a couple of simple steps you got to do. You have to sign in and create your student profile, determine which path you want to go. Once your profile is verified, you get certified and your badge free, right? So you go to Microsoft Learn, all right? And let's see if I can let me pull this up here so I can provide you with this link as well. So what you need to do is go to Microsoft Learn. Let's do this. So you go to Microsoft Learn, create a profile, determine the path you want to take, and there you go. So some of the listed courses here, if I can get my Zoom it to work. Yep, today I got it to work. As you can see from here, from AZ900, which is Microsoft Azure Fundamentals, to DP900, Data Fundamentals, AI Fundamentals, Security and Identity Fundamentals, Power Platform, Dynamics, ERP, CRM, and Microsoft 365 fundamentals. So you can do the self-paced online content, right, which is free already for online, and then you can get certified for free. So once you verify your student, claim the benefits, you sign up, and then you write a certification. All right. So that's the first good news. Don't put it off. I know a lot of people have been putting this off, even including myself. I've been putting off a few, how do you call it, certifications that I plan to do. So it is interesting. So make sure, hey, you do that. Go try certify, and there you go. The second thing I want to talk about is Microsoft for startups. I just want to get this out of the way, guys, so we can get cranking. So Microsoft for startups. All right, let's go to the. This is just trying to get my. It's trying to get my account, which is something I don't want to share. All right, so Microsoft for startups is designed for startups to get some benefits from Microsoft that allow them to pretty much get started with your business. So they give you credits for like Azure Spend, Office 365, a couple of things, so that you can start. You can start your idea, your business. Now there are different levels of support. There is the initial one, which is the ideation stage, where you get $1,002 worth of Azure credit and a couple of other benefits, which you get started with. And once you move from the ideation stage to implementation, you can they can increase the benefits they give you. So I think you can get to $5,000. I think all the way to $12,000 or something dollars. So if you are a startup wanting to digitally transform your business, which is the key driver now for all businesses, please take a look at Microsoft Startups. If you need help, you can always DM me, get in touch with me. I'll help you set it up, and then walk you through processes of doing that. Beginning of the year, I announced that I wanted to do something for 10 startups, SMEs, and this would be part of what we help you to set up and run. So for all the startups that are interested, please make sure you join or just reach out to me, and then we'll help you go through that process. Now, there is a third announcement which I would not talk about today because there's a dedicated show for that. That's going to happen on Power Series on Sunday. So that's going to happen on Sunday. So if you want to know what that announcement is, make sure you join me on Sunday, 8 p.m. sharp on the Power Series, and you get all the goodies. So today, what are we going to talk about? What are we going to talk about? What are we talking 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 about? So, so we're talking about the Azure Cognitive Services. All right. Now, as you probably got a notification for the start, now the fourth industrial revolution is huge. It's here with us. There are a lot of key drivers: IoT, AI, mixed reality, big data, all sorts of technologies driving it. One of the key components that is driving the fourth industrial revolution and digital transformation is AI, artificial intelligence, right? Now, one subset of artificial intelligence is cognitive abilities or cognitive services. All right, let's stick to cognitive services. So, cognitive services, to the layperson, simply put, a way computers try to mimic human behavior, right? So that human cognitive senses, so from speech, from seeing, hearing, speaking, I won't say, or let's say feeling. Yes, let's put it that way, feeling. All right. So seeing, hearing, speaking, feeling, all these things summed up would be part of the cognitive abilities of AI, right? Now, it's interesting to know that in the past, this has been very, very difficult to achieve, in the sense that before you can do any form of AI cognitive services, you need to, be a cracker at, mathematics and all the statistics and all the, crazy things, the crazy technologies that underline, cognitive services, right? But thanks to innovations like, the Microsoft cognitive services and, AI in general, this has really, really driven, reduced the bar to entry drastically. So today you can say there are things like cognitive services or cognitive abilities as a service. Let's put it that way. All right. That allows you to pretty much create some of these abilities in your, in your applications. Now, to take this the next level is now, how do I take these cognitive abilities, right, from an AI perspective and infuse it in my application? And that is what this series is about. So for the next couple of months or weeks or whatever you're going to call it, we're going to be on Azure Cognitive Services, and we're going to dissect all the levels of all the services that form part of Azure Cognitive Services. So from text to speech and all that, we'll be doing that. But today we're going to look at general overview of it, talk about some of the services, and then how you can get started on the services, and then we will start picking each of the services. So let's go to what Microsoft says on the official site. And yeah, we'll go through some of the materials. And like I said, I like to use the materials because these things change. So I like to be very, current. All right. So if we look closely from here, for what Microsoft says about its cognitive services, so it says it simply brings AI within the reach of every developer and data scientist, which I just explained in a layman's language, leading to a variety of use cases, that can be unlocked. So like I said, you don't necessarily need to have all your, to be a crazy mathematician, data scientist to do this. So all it takes is API calls, some training data sets, pretty much you're done. So the Azure Cognitive Services puts together all these various parts of cognitive abilities in AI, makes it available to you in simple API calls. Now, Azure Friday is for, demystifying technology. If you're a developer here or you're getting started, API simply means application programmers interface. That is just a bunch of services or endpoints or RESTful endpoints or URL, simply put, that you can access or call based on the right permissions or access you have to say, hey, I want to do something. This is the information. Sorry, I have this data. I need this information, and then it will get it back to something similar. So cognitive services is just a bunch of those. Now, before we continue, let's quickly go in here. I should have downloaded this. This might probably throttle it a bit, but can we just do this? I just wanted to play. So there are like I mentioned, 4 main scopes. I'll play the video. I think we should do this. Can I? Let's see. Because I don't want it. We are streaming with the same content, so don't worry. No problems. We'll come back to this. So the Azure Cognitive Services, first off, is made up of 4 the 4 main sections. All right, vision, speech, language, and decision. All right, vision, speech, language, and decision. So vision is obviously computer vision, AI vision, whatever you might want to call it, which is evidencing a lot of I have a few kids. So this series is going to at some point cross over from IoT, because there are AI vision. I have the AI vision dev kit, which will be part of our vision services, and I'll share some other third-party programs and hardware that you can use to do AI vision. Not necessarily expensive hardware, but pretty much a regular webcam and some things you can do AI. Then speech. So speech is more of we can talk about text to speech, speech to text, everything concerning vocal or nuance or voice stuff is there. Then there's also the language, where you can do things like inference and a lot of those. We'll delve into that into detail, so don't worry. Then you have decisions where you're using AI based on previous data set to make certain decisions. This is evident in a lot of programs now, like Power BI and Microsoft AI Builder. All right. So quickly, exploring it from Microsoft perspective, you can use customizable, pre-trained models that are built on breakthrough research. So another thing I said is kind of making AI as a service. So you don't necessarily need to be a data scientist or crazy AI person to build and use AI models. With the cognitive services, some of these things are pre-trained based on a lot of data sets, and research that Microsoft and its partners have done. So allows you to pick pre-trained models and even tweak them for your own use. You can deploy cognitive services anywhere from the cloud to the edge into containers. The services allow you to do that. And then empowers you to, build, smart and, cutting edge technology infused with it. So I mentioned the categories. So speech, and these are the various sections of speech. So you have improved customer experience with cognitive service for speech, which we'll be talking about. We're actually going to start with speech because I have some interesting use cases I want to share. So I want to start with speech in this service. And then you can have things like speech to text, which transcribes audible speech into readable, searchable text. So if you realize services like Teams, PowerPoint, when you are all those services, all that transcription and closed captioning is leveraging speech to text. Then in terms of digital assistants, and you're building certain systems where for accessibility's sake, people that might not be able to type, you want to say, hey, how about you just saying what you want, and then you can translate that into text and process them going forward. Then you can also have text to speech, all right, where you have a script and you want that script to be read, for people that can speak, all right. So you want them, you have a piece of text, and you want it to speak it back to you. Now there's been an interesting advancement in this section, which we'll talk about as part of the speech services, which is the custom neural voices, right? Or natural voices, so to speak. In your everyday use of Microsoft Word, right, or other text processing softwares, you type the text and you select a font to say that I want this text to be Arial, Times New Roman, Calibri, any of these things, right? So Microsoft, and I know this is becoming very common. I'll share a few of them that I have, but because we're dwelling on Azure, I want to stick to Azure for now. So text to speech now, there's a speech service that now allows you to train your voice and other voices, and that creates what we call a voice font. So I can type in a bunch of text, all right, and then ask it to, and then select any voice I have trained. So it could be my voice, it could be someone's voice, whatever that is, but using ethical AI. I'm saying ethical because there are a lot of concerns when it comes to deepfakes and stuff like that. But this allows me to type something, select my voice, and it's going to play it back using AI as if it was just me speaking like right now. So that is what we'll try to do. And I'll explain. I'm doing this because there's a project upcoming which will be using it, but I want to share the knowledge and how that works, and then we can leverage it. Then we have speech translation, all right, here. So for speech translation, which is the common ones that we all pretty much know, which is I have a text in English and I want it in French, right? So then you can do that translation, all right? Then you have speaker recognition, all right, which is more or less identifying and verifying people based on audio. So you can use this in terms of security, where someone needs to authenticate or be verified using their speech waves or whatever you call that. So yeah, so that is in the areas of speech. Now let's look at what cognitive services has to offer in the areas of language. Now, thank you for joining us. If you have any questions, please make sure you drop them in the comment section. I will do well to answer those for you. Yeah, and keep your questions coming. I will try as much as possible to to answer that for you. All right. Okay. Let's move on. I'm just checking to see how our feed is doing. Looks like it's doing well. Great. All right. So then let's move to language, the second service that Microsoft offers under the cognitive services, which is language. So language, and most of you might have seen me use language before in when we did the bot framework series, and there's a lot of change in bot framework. There's a merger between Power Virtual Agents and the bot framework. Awesome stuff. That's a journey on Sunday for that. We're not talking about that today. So let's stick to this. So language has the entity recognition. So entity recognition, something like identifying, setting patterns or setting commonly used domain specific terms, all right, or let's say keywords, extracting them from, content and then making meaning of it. Sentiment analysis. So for instance, you're capturing tweets that are coming, people tweeting about your company, or and you want to determine whether it's a positive sentiment or negative sentiment and act on it. You can use the language part of cognitive services and do sentiment analysis. So I think we can build that using Fusion Development. So we can build the sentiment analysis and consume that in a Power Automate. So when someone tweets at your company, you can use a sentiment analysis to figure out, is this a positive tweet or a negative tweet? And then you can also use entity recognition to extract certain things the person has said in that tweet. All right. So the person could have said, I am not pleased with your product ABC. All right. Now, two things of what we've discussed already, right? You use for speech, you can use for language, you're going to use sentiment analysis to first assess, okay, is this a positive sentiment? Based on what we said, is a negative sentiment, all right? So you go to negative sentiment, and then you can now use entity recognition. Okay, what are some of the things the person has said in there? And I saw product A. So that means that, okay, product A. So now, if you have your system which is properly integrated, and if that person, let's say, is a customer, you can kick off different workflows. You can let your virtual agent or your bot immediately send the person a text message or a WhatsApp message or an email saying, hello, we are sorry for, because a negative sentiment, we're sorry for, your dissatisfaction of product, which the person mentioned, how can we help you? What seems to be the problem? And then you can engage from there. Now, this engagement can happen even before human engagement happens. All these things happening using AI and cognitive services. All right. Then there's question answering. So how are you able to distill, information? For instance, something which we used to know as the question and answer Q&A maker is changed now. It's no longer Q&A maker, but the ability to derive, to answer questions posed by people based on, let's say, your FAQs or other articles, that can be done. Then you can have conversational language understanding, which is something like bot, right? Where your bot understands what people are saying, extracting entities, understanding what you're saying, and responding with the correct intent, all right? Then also translator, right? Where you can actually translate your application, to 1,000 or 100 stuff. So talking about speech and AI, okay, there is one interesting guy that I'll be having a conversation with and potentially bringing on the show. All right. For those of you in Ghana, I'm not sure if you heard about Abena AI, right? Which is almost like the local version of Siri or, Alexa, right? So
I don't know that one.
I had to pause because I mentioned her name. Thank you. So Abena AI actually speaks the local language. So which means that you can actually speak to Abena AI in Tree. And I think for now, it has the ability to tell you the weather, what's trending on Twitter, and it's able to do mobile money transactions on your phone. I think MTN and other networks, which is interesting. So I will be speaking with a guy, and then I'll bring him on the show and we'll have a conversation since we're talking about cognitive services and all that. So that is in the areas of language. All right. Now let's look at let's see. So let's now look at vishing. All right. Now the vishing side of the cognitive services involves computer vishing, okay, which is obviously identifying content in an image or video. So is this an apple? Is this a human? Is the person wearing a mask? If this is a person, is it, all that kind of analysis. Then there is the custom vishing, all right? So computer vishing analyzes content in the video, which is most of computer vishing stuff is pre-trained. Then for custom vishing, this is more or less like image recognition to fit your business needs. So you can build an application that you want to determine if people are wearing a mask before coming to your premises, right? you can incorporate custom vision, train faces that wear mask and those that don't wear, and then you'll be able to use that to make a process. So I could have a smart gate or smart door that will not allow you to enter, that will not open if you're not wearing a mask, okay, or stuff like that. And then there is a face API under the vision. So face API allows you to detect, identify people's emotions and, facial, identify people, all right? So face API could mean you could pre-train the model with a lot of faces which you're common with, and then is able to tell who they are, and also based on their facial expressions, able to tell you about their emotions. All right. So that is face. Then the next stage is decision. All right. For decision, this allows you to make decisions faster. All right. So first of all, anomaly detection. So it's able to determine potential problems based on historic data and facts you've given it. All right. And then also content moderation, especially for people that are doing a lot of online content and stuff like that. Someone sends a tweet or someone posts a comment, and you want to be able to determine, is this content ethical? Is it profane? Is it abusive? Is it bullying? All these things you can do content moderation with the decision services and the cognitive service. All right, and then personalizer. All right, where you can create personalized experiences for every user based on setting parameters or information you know about the user. All right. Now there's a one here, OpenAI. Now, OpenAI takes AI to at a whole different level. Now, I don't know if you've heard about GPT and heard about is it Dale? Hold on just a sec. Let me actually see if I can pull this up. Now, OpenAI takes cognitive services to the craziest level. Now, GPT, I think, was one of the common things. So there are a lot of services now, for instance, that write people's theses and essays for them. It is powered by GPT. You give it you give it a topic and a bunch of phrases, and then it pretty much writes your whole dissertation and stuff for you. You want to write an article, give it a title, setting point, and OpenAI would be able to do it for you. So OpenAI is basically an advanced form of all these services we're talking about, which has been trained with petabytes, zettabytes, even if there is like gazillions of data sets. So it's able to infer a lot of things. Let me see if I can bring this up here. Yes, I use Microsoft to do, to organize what I need to do. Let me show you. I'm trying to pull up this. Okay, there you go. So it is called, let's actually look for it right now, guys. And that is OpenAI. That's part of OpenAI. All right. So DALL.E2. Yes. Dale or DALL-E 2 or whatever you want to call it. Yeah, there you go. So this. Now, I have read that this allows you, this particular tool, which is on OpenAI, allows you to create art, realistic art, based on just keywords or based on your input. So, for instance, I can say, what are some of the common things? Let's see. Good. So here, look at this. So here, an example of this was they said, so Dale can create original, realistic images and art from text description. It combines concepts, attributes, and style. So look at this. All the person has said what? An astronaut riding a horse in a photorealistic style. Look at that. And this image was generated by AI. All right. It literally created an image of an astronaut riding a horse that looks, and then it gives you different variations, photorealistic variations of astronauts riding a horse. This is the power of OpenAI or advanced AI. So NFTs. Think about a service where you subscribe to that generates random NFTs based on certain factors. So I can say that, and that's the thing, you can be very crazy and creative about this. So I can say I have a service that randomly generates NFTs based on sub-second weather temperatures, wind speed, my mood, emotions, and it's just going to paint some picture with that crazy description, and it'll be a unique NFT, right? This is the power of open AI. And it's funny to say that. So for all this, all right, for all this, if you subscribe to the Microsoft for startups, right, you also get access to open AI for 3 months. So yeah, you can build a lot of crazy services, with that. So that is an overview of the Microsoft cognitive services. Now, I think it's about 49 seconds. So let's see if we can quickly watch the video of what I have just explained, and then we'll take a look at, we'll take it from there. So stick with me.
Azure Cognitive Services are AI capabilities that drive business impact through rich end-user experiences. With just a few lines of code, you can bring computer vision to the factory floor or give e-commerce experiences a human touch. You can empower companies to spot anomalies in real time, hospitals to extract critical data from patient records, and people across the world to communicate with each other. You can deploy AI where you need it most, from the cloud to the intelligent edge, using the programming languages you already know. No machine learning experience necessary. To get started, simply explore our services and begin creating intelligent solutions that meet your business and end user needs.
Awesome. So that was a quick video of all the AI stuff. So we've looked at it from a holistic view. Let's check out. So we talked about the features already. I always talked about the APIs, which is, sorry, all from speech, language, vision. So developer resources. How do you get started? There are a lot of resources here. Let's do this. I'm trying to get this and share with you so we can. Yeah. So yeah, there are a lot of the resources here which we can leverage. We're going to look at the resources later. So they're a huge use case. People like Airbus, KPMG, Volkswagen, yeah, it's not my language. Yeah, Uber, BBC, Progressive. All these people have used the AI in one way or the other. All right. So there is, for those that want to start the journey to learn cognitive services, there is a 30-day learning challenge. Let me share that link here as well. Don't worry, guys. This will be added under the resources. I'll add this in the description for how do you say that? I'll add it to the description for this live stream. And then also, if you want to follow, if you want us to have kind of like a step-by-step follow session, we can do that and then go over. We can learn and go through the session. All right. And then the documentation, which I have shared, documentation and training. Let me copy this as well, and let's throw it in here for people that are interested in doing that as well. So there we go. We've shared all that for you. So the next thing I want us to do, like I said, there's a series. Today's the introduction. Just a sec. I know there were a lot of announcements made at Build. We don't need this again, so we can get rid of this one. That's fine. So so this is the documentation. All right. So you have the developer stories, learning journey, videos, updates. You can use the resource to get started. All right, on your own. But for us, we are going to leverage. Right, we're going to get started with. So here you can see they are all videos, mission critical. You can pretty much build, use it. There are a lot of blog posts. So there are tons and tons of resources available for you if you want to get started. A bunch of which I have shared. All right. Now, what I am interested in to share today, or we're going to to get started with is, as I mentioned, in terms of the APIs, we talked about the speech, language, vision. So we're starting today on speech. Even though it's an overview, we're going to get started with speech. We don't have much time, but on speech, we mentioned we have speech to text, text to speech, speech translation, and speaker recognition. All right. Now, I am more interested personally in the text to speech. And why am I interested with the text to speech? Text to speech in the sense that I talked about the custom voice font or custom voice service, all right, which plays part of text to speech and allows you to put in some text, right, and then generate voices that mimic yours. Now, there is also another service. I chanced upon it last. Is it Descript? All right. I hope I got it correct. Descript. Yes, I think it's Descript. Yes. So Descript is also leveraging AI. Okay. So what it does is your video editor, you're editing video, right? But you want to make changes to the audio to reflect the video. They've used AI to allow you do that. So all you need to do, change part of the transcoded script, and then the video changes. All right. Let's do this. Let me see if I can play this for you to probably understand. So let's do this. It's unfortunate I can't get it to. Okay, yeah. Let's see if this will load for us to. Yeah. So let's watch this video real quick.
Like it or not, there's gonna come a day when you think,
I should record this presentation.
We should do a podcast.
A pod what?
I should start a YouTube channel.
I should record my screen.
Hey guys.
Hey everyone.
And
We're pushing.
I've
I've
never
never actually.
Oh my god.
We record a lot of stuff.
yep, you do. But before you share it,
Sent.
I don't like this.
you're gonna want to edit it first.
Uh-oh.
But editing is
Hard, I know. Where do you even start, right? Well, I'll show you where to start. Meet Descript. It's a powerful new tool that makes editing easy. So easy that you'll want to edit videos.
nice. How does it
Work? Well, first you need some video or audio. If you've already got some, just drag it right into Descript. Wait for it.
Hey guys, welcome to my first YouTube video. Hopefully my little guys don't fall.
Whoa.
What?
Nah.
Yeah, it takes your audio and turns it into text. So when this happens,
Alright guys, I'm going in. Sweetie. What? Dinner. I'm doing a thing, Mom!
you can cut it out like this.
Okay.
Oh.
How about that?
But get this, Descript can turn your text back into audio.
I'm pretty sure this is a first edition super rare creature kawaii. I was wrong. It's a 7th edition, more common than water creature kawaii.
It's called overdub. Just type what you meant to say right into Descript.
I'm pretty sure this is a 7th edition creature kawaii.
And for those who need it, Descript has a screen recorder built right in.
Hey everyone. We're pushing a big update today to our content management system.
I'm sorry, I'm gonna stop you right there. This is so boring.
I know.
Check it out.
Hey everyone. We're pushing
With a click, you can remove every kind of, like, and whatever the hell that is.
Hey everyone. We're pushing a big update today to our CMS.
Woo!
That's so cool.
Hey.
And with a few clicks, you can publish your project right to the web and easily share with anyone.
Damn, Jenny. I underestimated you.
And Descript is no slouch either, with support for things like non-destructive multi-track precision editing,
No.
titles, transitions, and keyframe animation, audio mixing and mastering tools, even exporting your project to other pro apps.
Woo!
And get this, you and your collaborators can work in the app at the same time.
No!
So when you capture media,
Pickle, you mean green?
No! Mom!
make sure you edit it in Descript.
I think it's Descript.
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 Yes, if you saw that, that is all the power of AI right there. So the using AI in the background, you recorded a video and you change the text or transcribed text and it updates it. You can change it and uses your own voice. And this is the next level of AI. Imagine all the productivity and enhancement you can build into your application. That is what cognitive services and AI can do for you. So, thanks for sticking with me today. We just saw the overview and I shared tools with you. Dale, Descript, AI, give you resources to get started. Next week, we're going to get started with the speech. We're going to talk about speech. We're going to look like a speech API. And we're going to get started with, speech to text, text to speech, speech translation. We'll look at that and then we'll move on to subsequent, sessions. So if this sounds like something that is of interest to you and you want to help me grow the channel, please subscribe. Tissue. Yeah, I'm serious. So if you want to actually help grow the channel, please make sure you like the channel, subscribe to the channel, ask your friends, family, loved ones, even your enemies who want to learn tech to subscribe to the channel, to join the channel, and let's have fun. Thank you very much. I still remain yours truly, Adranyi, bringing you episode 37 of Demystify Tech. If you want to see specific things, if you have a project in mind and you want us to build it together or you want me to talk more about it, please don't hesitate to drop me a line at hello@demystifytech.com or hello@sadranyi.me, or just hit me up on social media, Twitter, any of those spaces, and I'll try as much as possible to respond. Thank you very much. It's been an awesome session today, and hope to see you on Sunday for Power Series. Have fun. Stay safe. Today's Friday. Have fun, but don't have too much fun. Stick and stay. See you next week on the show. Thank you, and I am out.